Hello and welcome to this freemium video series, Cities of the Imagination. So what am I going to do in this freemium video series that I have not done before? So I'm going to go through the process of my workshop that I teach called Cities of the Imagination. So I get people how to make imaginary cities. I'm going to go through the process myself in order to make a maker city, which means I'm making things in the real world, not just computer graphics on a screen. So I'm going to be making a sort of big city model with 3D printing and laser cutting, etc., etc. A little bit about me, quickly, for those who don't know me. I'm James Abel. I've done computer graphics for a long time. I'm an artist and designer. I mix traditional elements with digital elements. I've been in different things like Channel 4 film festivals. I've been in 3D World 2 times, the international magazine. I've written a book about Cities of the Imagination using the 3D graphics program Blender. At the moment, I'm making my own 3Z universe, which is a science fiction set in the very near future on Earth. Everything's broken down a bit. It's all about trying to find positivity, good things even in bad times. Here's another image from the universe. The image previously was from the universe. This is another image, a 3D print this time. This image has nothing to do with the 3Z universe. This is to do with art residencies that I've done over the last few years. So I play a big role. Well, not a big role. I'm involved in FabLabs. And that's what I'm doing at a contract at the moment. So I've done art residencies in FabLabs that help me to learn maker tools to use with my arts. This is a Buckminster Fuller installation, Dymaxion Atlas, which is flat ways. And I made this big installation in the FabLab London when it existed. Now the managers have gone on to do some other cool maker things. It's not there at the moment. And again, here's another image from my 3Z universe, and basically that was done in 3D graphics, and it appeared in the IO9 website. So I sent the image to the IO9 website, which is probably the most popular sci-fi blog out there in the world, and they published it, and looking on my Google Analytics, got lots and lots of people visiting. So if you want to get lots of hits on your website, get on a popular blog. What I'm doing is I'm basically going to go through the process that I used to teach. So there are particular things that I use to teach my Cities of the Imagination. I teach in workshops, I teach in FabLabs and Makerspaces, and people come up with amazing things. Don't have to use anything that special materials. This is just a load of cardboard and stationery and scissors, and they made structures, and then obviously if they wanted to go on, then they could make it in 3D graphics and 3D prints. So quickly, what tools will I be using for my City of the Imagination? I'm going to be using traditional stuff, especially for the development stage. I'm going to be using FabLab tools. If you want to know what a FabLab is or a Makerspace, check out the links. Basically, it's a workshop where we can make almost anything we want with fairly up-to-date digital tools, such as the vinyl cutter. So I'm probably going to be using the vinyl cutter that cuts complex vinyl and t-shirts and stuff. This is the 3D printer. This is what everyone's always drawn to at FabLabs and Makerspaces. I'm going to be using the 3D printer for my Maker City. Did I say Mega City? Maker City. The laser cutter, really versatile, amazing tool. I'd say it's probably a bit more interesting and versatile than the 3D printers. If you check out a really good video on the Tested channel, Adam Savage, the guru maker film prop man, he dedicates a whole video to laser cutters. Other stuff, electronic prototyping, making things interactive, putting lights in my city, sounds, etc., etc. I forgot to mention I'm going to have a camera so I can take photographs of it and then turn it into 3Z universe art. Software, so as well as the sketching tools, stationery, I'm going to be using software. Very quickly, it's all going to be open source this time. So I do use other software such as 3D Studio Max, Substance Paint, and Modo. I might use some of that in this project to speed things up, but I'm going to be using Inkscape. It's a vector program It's free. Blender is a 3D program, so you'll be seeing a lot of that. So I can make 3D prints from it. GIMP, Photoshop clones, I'm going to be using that. Krita, Paint Shop sort of clone, I'm going to be using that. Cura, you need to use that to tell the 3D printer how it's going to print from your 3D graphics. And also, I'm lucky enough to be have a green screen where I am, so I'm going to be using a green screen. And this figure is a 3D print, and again, it's made on open source software. Very quick point: don't think because it's open source and free, it's going to be the results are not going to be that good. The whole point of this is giving you tools that you can use now. And the process that I'm going through, I'm going to do my absolute best to make the best thing I can, the best thing I've made so far, the best Maker City that I've made so far, using these open source tools. And that just goes to show you how you can make something professional using cheap, affordable tools. A shout out to libraries. I'm doing a FabLab at the moment in the library. Use libraries, use the books, use the spaces, great community spaces. If you don't use them, they will not be there. So great stuff. So I'm going to be using books from the library. I'm going to be using blocks, wooden blocks. And possibly I'm going to be using VR. I might make some 360 interior shots and computer graphics. So when people come to see, when the city's exhibited with the flashing sounds and the lights and the structure and the sound. I did say sounds, didn't I? It's getting a bit late. And also VR, I might, and so people can actually look in the interior, go into an interior space and look around. 3, so many giants' shoulders to stand on. People throughout history have made imaginary cities, such as Thomas More's Utopia. Old school games from early 90s, I think this one, the original Sim City. And remember, dreamers dream and make real things. So the people that dreamt of huge towers, and often they were from Europe and they were escaping things, and they came to America and made big things in New York. So sometimes imaginary cities become reality. You'll be seeing a lot of this with Blender, 3D making. Pencils, yeah. Nice stock photo of pencils. Gonna be drawing a lot. And finally, I'll mention, this is Hollywood. It doesn't mean go to Hollywood with whatever you make, but it's all to do with contacts. So in the past, if you were somewhere in the world, it was hard for you to get contacts. Now you can make something, like I'm making this imaginary city. The whole point of it is to make it the best that I've done so far, and then get it out there. So I can't just fly off to Hollywood or New York at the moment, tomorrow, which is Monday. I can if I plan it. If I plan it in my holidays, I can, but not on Monday. So, but I'm releasing this video. So what I'm trying to say is just get the stuff out there. And as the marketing guru Seth Godin, I recommend his book, especially Tribe, he says ship things, get it shipped. So coming next, support me in any way you want to. So I'll mention you can donate with Bitcoin. You can donate in other ways in the links. If you don't want to do that, but you like what you see, please share, please retweet, please share on Facebook, please tell others about what I'm doing here and the process, so that you can learn and others can learn. And coming next, the next video is I'm basically just going to start the process that I teach in my workshops myself. So I'm going to be doing brainstorming, I'm going to be doing image collection, taking photographs of things around me and nature, of buildings and architecture, to get my ideas really going, to get the aim here is to make the best thing, the best city that I've made so far, the best imaginary city. So that's going to come up next. And if you're watching this just as it's been released, it will come in a week. If you're lucky enough to be in the future, then this should all be made. Check out 3zuni.com, which is my 3Z Universe landing page. If you sign up to the newsletter there, you'll get free stuff. Free stuff is good. So thanks very much for tuning in, and I'm James, and I like wearing hats sometimes. Speak to you soon. Bye. Thanks for listening.